Coach, congratulations on another win here for your team. Just share with us your thoughts, if you would, please.
Well, we had such a tough year last year for Dollar General and Rick and Todd Bassos, everybody over at Dollar General, and it was tough on Matt. You know, considering our 2 years ago, we had a heck of a year, great year. And so worked real hard this off season. I think I'm really excited about our drivers, crew chiefs, and our team. We added a lot of people because of the fourth car, and really appreciate Jason and Matt and everybody fighting as hard as we do. When we got great people, and I'm excited about this year. I really am.
Thanks, Coach. Let's move over to the winning crew chief, the number 20 Dollar General Toyota. Jason Ratcliff. Jason, how about an opening comment from you on a big win here for the team tonight?
Well, I mean, it's definitely the way you want to start your season off. Hopefully we can take a good night like tonight and take that and let it be some momentum into next week. We felt pretty good about our car yesterday in practice, and you know, everything went well tonight. I mean, there were times we were in the front, times we were in the back, but overall Matt did a great job of executing. Everyone, as Coach mentioned, everyone's done a really nice job this off season. So to come out here and get a victory right off the bat is very rewarding.
Thanks, Jason. Let's move to our 2015 Sprint Unlimited champion, Matt Kenseth, driving the number 20 Dollar General Toyota. This is Matt's first victory in the Sprint Unlimited. Obviously, you've won here before in the big race. So congratulations. Just share with us what you had to do to pull it off tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Well, the big race Sunday is the important one, as Coach reminds us every February for the last 3 years. They said it's been a couple of years, right? How many? 20?
I'm reminding you that you did not win it in our car.
I know. So anyway, yeah, it's a great start to the week. I felt really good about our Dollar General Camry yesterday. My teammates all felt good about their cars and thought they had a lot of speed. I think Denny and Kyle got messed up, but Carl had a bunch of speed there at the end of the race too. So it's a great start to the week. Obviously, it's a long week. You got qualifying tomorrow, which is going to be crazy. You know, and then the 150s Thursday to try to get ready for Sunday. So it's a great start, and hopefully we can keep the momentum for the rest of the week.
Go ahead and open up for questions for any of our. We'll start up here with Stan, and we'll go back over here. Go Stan, Lewis, and then right here.
Stan Creekmore with CompetitionPlus.com. Matt, Truex talked about how difficult it was to do everything out there. Did you take the lead? Did it feel easy, or do you agree with him that it was an extreme struggle just to get in the lead and then to hold on to it?
Joe pays me a lot of money, so I'm going to say it's the hardest thing in the world to do. So drive those race cars, nothing harder. No, it is. It's, you know, you find that you make a lot of wrong moves and you make some right moves. You know, sometimes you'll make the same move that was right last time, will be wrong next time. So it's hard. It's really hard to figure out, you know, what to do. Early in the race, we went straight to the front, and I was just too impatient, made some moves and got shuffled to the back. And at the end there, you know, Martin did an excellent job. He backed off me so far. I saw him start letting off the gas before we got to turn one, and I was like, this isn't good. But last time I slowed down and backed up to somebody, I led one of these races all day, and I backed up and slowed down to him on the last lap, and I got passed and got beat from somebody in about the fourth row that got a run. So I just decided I was just going to keep going, and he got a big run at me, but we just had enough speed that as he started getting closer to me, we started building a little bit of RPM, and I was still able to, you know, make sure my car stayed in front of his car and was able to hold on. So it's hard to figure out the right and wrong thing to do. The first thing that helps is having a real fast car, and we had a lot of speed right when we unloaded yesterday, so that makes it a lot easier.
We'll go over here then to Lewis and then Tom.
Jordan Bianchi, SBNation.com over here. This is for Joe. In the offseason, you shuffled around your personnel and your teams with your crew chiefs. There was no consideration for switching this team. Can you explain why that was?
Well, I think that each one of those other situations was a little bit different. Adam, being with Nationwide and had run now Xfinity, had run so much with Kyle, we thought that was a natural fit. And so we kind of all talked that over and felt like that was the right thing to do. Well, then that freed up Dave, and then it was just a matter of who he would go with. He and Denny have been big buddies, and so we felt like that was a good match. And Darian, I can remember the very first time I talked to Carl, he was excited about the fact that we had veteran crew chiefs, and he mentioned Darian. So it all kind of, we all talked it over, all agreed on it. In the end, we all made the decisions there. I think, obviously, these two guys have worked together so well. There was no thought there, and we really felt like this is one team that we wanted to lead matched up. So we got great partners. Everybody that works with us, Toyota is a great partner for us, and like I said, really happy for Dollar General and Rick and Todd and everybody over there.
Okay, we'll go Lewis, Tom, Nate, and Bob.
Louis Frankel, Reuters. You said what you did, but was there any plan to hook up with Carl at the end? You're so used to running with him.
Well, I mean, we tried to. I mean, whenever you do these kind of races, you always want to take care of your teammates the best you can. But like I always tell those guys whenever we talk about it, I'm like, man, if you got a chance to help each other, you need to do it, but only if it doesn't hurt your own effort. So I tried to help Carl as much as I could without me losing the lead. It'd be silly just to stick in the bottom groove, say, man, I'm going to help him, it's going to be better with my car in front of me, and then watch a car pass me and neither one of us wins. So I think you try to help each other the best you can, without hurting your own effort.
Tom?
Matt, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com, congratulations. After racing these guys tonight, who do you think is going to be the toughest competition in the 500?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I was in a lot of different spots tonight. Obviously, there's a lot of cars that got tore up tonight. A lot of people had damage tonight. So, it's hard to tell. By the time I finally got to the front, I mean, obviously the 78 was really strong. The 4 was already tore up, and he was still hanging in there. Carl was real strong. So, it's hard to say. These cars, honestly, are very, very equal. The whole field is, and I really feel like when they drop the green Sunday, under the right circumstances, because you never know what's going to happen at these races, anybody could win it. So I just think it's hard to predict. I think you have a much better idea after Thursday.
We'll go to Nate.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Kind of following up on Jordan's question about the crew chief swaps. For Matt and Jason, if you guys both can answer this, is there almost more pressure that they didn't change your team, despite the fact you didn't win last year? I mean, I know you guys want to win every year and you want to do well, but you go from leading the circuit in victories in 13 to no wins last year. Did you feel as if coming into this year you had something to prove, knowing that every other team got changed, yours didn't, and now they're still expecting to get back to that level?
I think it was just they couldn't find another driver that wanted to work with me, probably. But no, I mean, I really enjoy working with Matt. I don't think, as Coach mentioned, I don't think that was ever consideration. And I think I know how Matt feels about it. But we do pretty well together. I mean, we've right out of the box in 2013, we're really strong. Won a lot of races. Communication was strong. Last year, no, we didn't get to victory lane, but we had a great season. When you look at overall our performance, our top 10s, our top 5s, we didn't get to victory lane, but we had a lot of good opportunities. I think, the third year now, having 2 years under our belt, I think it's a no-brainer. We're looking forward to a really remarkable year.
All I had was a smart answer, so I decided I shouldn't say it. He started off with a smart answer, and then he got real serious. So I was like, I'll just leave it there. Nah, I mean, I think they covered it. I mean, it's Coach's race team, but when we talked a lot about crew chiefs, and this has been a, it's a Coach will tell you it's a big effort to start another team and find the right people to hire, and got the driver that he wanted that Carl can go out and win any given week and go win a championship, and so and then the match of crew chiefs and do all that stuff. There's a lot that goes on there, I feel like, in what team is going to be where. So we talked about a little bit, and I told him I'd support anything they did unless they tried to take Jason away from me. They can still do it. It's his team, but I wouldn't support it. I would have been kicking and screaming.
We'll go to Bob, Jenna, George, and then up to Bruce.
Bob Hockris, ESPN. Matt, what's the bigger benefit from tonight? Kind of what you learned as far as how these cars are drafting this year, or just kind of the feel-good moment of winning again?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like winning. That's why we come out and do this every week. So getting a win, was the best part for us. Obviously, that's the best part of the night when you're not tore up and you're sitting here talking to you guys. It means you had a good day. So, getting a win, but I also feel like we learned some stuff. I thought we had a pretty productive yesterday and today as well. And felt like we learned some things about the race car tonight, maybe the track and the tire a little bit that hopefully will apply to Thursday night. We don't really get any night practice, so this is your only shot at it for Thursday night.
Jenna?
Jennifer, AP. Joe, you have started speed weeks like this before with a win today. You've added wins on Thursday. How do you not get your hopes up that it's all going to pay off on Sunday?
I think you're just realistic. We've been here 24 years, and we've won once and had real good cars at different times, led laps and everything. And for all of us, JD and everybody they've worked extremely hard putting all this together. We know that last year we won the shootout. We won one of the 125s with Denny, finished second, and it's just extremely hard. I can't tell you how hard that 500 is. At least that's my impression. maybe Matt won it, he feels different, but for us it has been gut-wrenching. I can't tell you how many times we've been disappointed and walk away from here. So I think we're realistic. We know how hard it is. I think this is a good start, but these will be different cars now that we're going to go to for the twins, and so it'll be interesting going forward and see how we run there.
Go to George and then up to Bruce.
Yeah, Matt, back here. George Diaz with the Orlando Sentinel. I think you alluded to use the word maybe crazy for tomorrow's qualifying. I'm just curious how you think that's going to play out, given that it was kind of very odd how it played out in Talladega with such an kind of an odd qualifying kind of deal.
Here's the honest answer. I have no idea how it's going to play out tomorrow. Group qualifying at super speedway races is very, I guess odd is a fine word. I can't think of another good word to use, but it's just, you get that 5 minutes and, obviously the car catching the pack is the fastest and the car leading the pack is the slowest, and everybody wants to be last and nobody wants to be first. So how does that work? It's just, it's really weird. You can have the slowest car in the field, honestly, sit on the pole if he's in the right spot, and you can have the fastest car in the field miss the race. It's just the way it is. It's just, it's really, really nerve-wracking and stressful to figure it out, to be honest with you. Because everybody wants to be in the same spot, and that's impossible.
Bruce?
Bruce Martin, NationalSpeedsportNews.com, and Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. Matt, were you surprised by the level of mayhem that was out there tonight? And Coach, as a team owner, when you see that much equipment get torn up, I mean, that hits the team owners a little bit. How do you kind of feel about that, to see that much equipment kind of get wadded up?
I wasn't surprised. That's what happens every year.
Very diplomatic answer.
Well, I mean, that's why I wasn't surprised. I've seen a lot of plate races the last 15 years, and most of them more end up like that than they don't. So, especially the first race of the year, it seems like.
And I think the other thing that you do is you look at all the other owners and cars, how hard everybody worked on. We put a lot of effort into this, and all those other race teams do too. And you hate to see that happen, and you'd like to go, clean and have a great race to the end. But we also know that I think our cars were that close to 2 or 3 other wrecks. We just missed things. So, and it can go against you. So you just hope that in the 120, in the twins, I hope that obviously we're going to be sweating bullets there. We got one that has no 100 points. That's going to be a huge deal for us. So, and then all of our cars will be worried, just to get through that. That's going to be a big deal.
Back to Jordan and then back to Jenna.
Jordan Bianchi, SBNation.com. Wondering if any of the three of you had any conversations with Carl after the race, and if he might have said anything, any takeaways from his first outing with Joe Gibbs Racing?
Yeah, I went over and found Carl and thanked him for everything. He was happy. He thought, to put all that together, work that hard, and get everything done and get down here, and then to be able to race, have a real good race. I thought he was really pleased with the way everything worked out.
Jen, and then we'll go over here to the left.
Joe, how did you find yourself in a situation where you didn't get Carl any points before this week?
There's a lot that goes into that. We spent, I can't tell you how much time going through all this and the rules and how you qualify and what could happen if you rain out. There were some questions that, to be quite truthful, I'm not sure anybody had the answer to because you could wind up with all kinds of things going on. And so, but we kind of felt like, you know, there were some things we could have done on our team, but we didn't think it would be fair to the other teams. And so we made our decision, and, you know, we're going to, hopefully we got a good game plan. I think we've worked as hard as we can with the rules. I think we understand the rules. We know exactly where we are, and we've all talked about it. And so I think we have a plan, but, you know, you're just praying that things go your way.
Go over here and then back to Mark.
Matt Weaver, Popular Speed. This one's for Coach. Kind of a follow-up question on the question about Carl. It seemed like he was really driving more aggressive on one of these plate races than we've really seen in a long time. Do you think that was just the circumstance of plate racing, or do you think he was trying to set the tone for his career at JGR?
No, I think you'd have to ask him, but I think he was just like everybody else out there. He was going for it, you know, and he got trapped in a bad position, just like Matt did for part of the race. You know, if you're two abreast and you're back mid-pack, then you're going to have to be fortunate and get through there on some wrecks, which he just missed things. So I just think he wound up in a good position at the end, and then he felt like he had a chance to win it. And then I think he was also conscious of Matt being his teammate.
Mark Long with AP. This for Jason. Jason, a number of teams got busted for having too many men over the wall too soon. How difficult has that been to prepare for, and do you think this is something people will just have to figure out early on?
Yeah, actually, I don't know how many got busted. I know we didn't, which was good. It paid off this winter. We spent several, went over the R&D center several times, and NASCAR went through, you know, the new pit road officiating procedures and all the new technology. We actually brought our pit crews over as well so they could see it and, you know, kind of go through it and know what they were going to be up against. So it's the first race out, and, you know, we didn't make many competitive pit stops tonight, but all in all, I think our teams, you know, did well. I think they're as prepared as anyone is going to be. You know, we'll see that Thursday and then Sunday again. But our pit crew coaches and our pit crew department has put a lot of effort, as well as our pit crews, every individual guy understanding, you know, how much more precise that system is going to be compared to what it's been in the past.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll wrap it up with that. Congratulations, and best of luck the remainder of Budweiser Speedweeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.